Okay, quick recap here. I'll try and do it in steps. So you think there's this big plate underneath, just take it right out of your life, okay? It's a whole bunch of bolts. It takes a couple minutes. Just get it out of the way, okay? Now, unless you are fortunate enough to have a lift, which I do not, let me give you a little tip here that will also make your life a lot easier. When you jack up your vehicle, put these big jack stands here in front. So I have them on the control arms up here in the front, because most of the work you're going to do underneath this vehicle is going to be right over here where the frame rails are. So I had it previously underneath the frame rails, which is, you know, it's a better place to put the jack stands, but I also have an extra jack stand on both sides. With the tires underneath, I have the wheels chocked, and you can always, once you take that metal plate off, you can always put another jack stand on this frame part here, just for safety. Okay, another thing you need to know before you even start this job is, if you don't have this, what do they call it, crowfoot line wrench, you're never going to do this job. So if you don't have a set of these wrenches, I think it was like 17 bucks at AutoZone, get them or borrow it. This was an 18 for the lines. So without that 18, you're never going to get in there. Now, how I got to the lines is straight through here, okay? So as you can see, like I said about the frame rail, that's where I am. On some other years similar, this box here, you can remove and you can get to the line. I can't remember what video it was I watched, but anyway, if you take that out. But like I said, with this wrench, you can shoot right up in here. You can get right onto the lines right there, and look, you can twist them out, okay? That's probably the most difficult part of this entire job, is getting to those lines. All right, I'll be back. Okay, so once you get those lines off, you're gonna let some oil drain out of there. The more oil that drains out, the better, because then you're flushing out the older fluid. While that's draining, you're gonna come inside, and this is gonna be the next fun part of the job here. I'm gonna go underneath. Now, some guys have done it the other way without disconnecting this. There's a tiny little pin right here. You pop this little pin out. You got a 13mm bolt. You're gonna unscrew this. Shaft will go down, and then you're gonna remove this boot. And there's actually 3 boots, and I'll show you when I get to that. Okay, so like I said, you got 3 boots. There's a whole pile of boots. You'll figure it out as you go. Now, this part, like I said, I took the top part off because it's just easier to maneuver. Some guys do without it. But if you look down here, let's see if we can get a little better light in here. Right there is a pin. So you got to knock that pin out with, I don't know if you have a punch or a screwdriver or whatever. You can see the pin. I'll try to get my finger on it, but it's right there. You'll see it when you get there. Knock the pin out. That's my pin removal tool, but I have some custom tools from over the years doing stuff. But you can use a regular punch. Or if you want to get crafty, you can leave any details out. Also, you don't want your wheel to spin because you got a clock spring in here for the airbag. So yes, it's disconnected. I'm not really sure why it didn't lock, but anyway, I took a little bungee cord to the shifter. Boom, wheel's gonna stay in the right position. Okay, so when you get your racks out, obviously lay them down on the floor. Make sure they're the same. Check the thing. Do what you want. Everyone has a different opinion on this nonsense about, like, you know, taking your tie rod ends off and counting the threads or marking the screw, or I don't know about any of that bullshit. You have to get the thing aligned anyway, unless you're trying to cheat. But ultimately, you really need to get the thing aligned. So I'm going to do it my way. You do it your way. Over here, make sure you pop your caps out. These caps come out of the little thing. They're covers. And really important, it says it in the instructions, in case you don't read the instructions, on the lines that go to the power steering rack. There's rubber seals right here. Change those rubber seals. They come with the new rack and pinion. But don't forget about it, because the last thing in the world you want to do is to have to go back up in there and find out that your line is leaking because you didn't change a little tiny O-ring. All right, guys, so last but not least, you are going to put some light on here. Here we go. Gonna put, I did new tie rod ends, so put your new tie rod ends. You know, like I said, whatever you want to do for your system as far as measuring, I like to just make sure the wheel looks straight. Bring it to the alignment shop. Put your thing, your pins, and then underneath, check, sorry about the camera. Underneath, you're gonna put your pan back on this thing here, the metal cover. Put your two bolts on that side, one on this side. Make sure your lines are, let's get some good light in there. There we go. Make sure your lines are in. You can use a little brake clean it off so you can see if it's leaking or not. And that is about it. Same thing on this side. Racks in, and tie rod. I can see I put new struts in there too. So I'm not sure what the hell else I haven't done to this damn Chrysler piece of work van. That's it. And you can look upstairs real quick. With the, sorry about that again. Put the dash back together. Like I said, you got 3 covers here. And make sure your shaft lines up. You should put a mark on it. Make sure the wheel stayed straight, which I did. I put the little bungee cord on there. I hope you found the video helpful. Thanks.